Today, let's start with some exercise with a sample Cambridge reading part. This part is like part 6. Let's start. The coconut tree is thought to be one of the most valuable trees in the world. It is mostly found by the sea where it is a lot and weight. What? There's some option. No, this is part 5 actually, and part 6 we do later. So there's a 4 option: weather, temperature, condition, climate, and weather. Now I just start to write all down CD. So weather, the first option is temperature, the second one is condition, and the third one is climate, and the last one is weather. What which one what is which one is correct? Here I put weather, but it's not correct. We don't say we usually say hot and wet. What? We say climate. So we say hot and wet climate. All right. So hot and wet climate and not hot and wet weather. Let's make some example. For example, weather we can use the weather in the mountains can change very quickly. For in this case, we put the weather like subject. So we don't usually say something weather, something hot weather or cold weather, but we say climate. Hot to describe the climate we use. Usually put adjective before climate. So in this case, we got hot and wet. They are two adjectives, so we use and between them, and then we put climate. So adjectives before noun. Let's go back. So now we have the cottonouts often fall into the sea and float on the water until they beep another beach where most trees then begin to grow. So of course there's a 4 option, but I'm going to talk about which are there 2 options that cause me a confusion. So here we have reach or B, or option this, reach or arrive. Which would you like to choose? And which one should you choose? In this case, I chose arrive, but it's wrong. The correct one is reach. So reach, which is the difference between reach and arrive? Let's start. First of all, arrive, we usually use arrive at. No, arrive at or arrive in. So I arrived at home, I arrived at the station, I arrived at home. We usually put at for something that is small places. So I arrived at home, I arrived at the station, but station could be a big place. Never mind. Arrive in, we can say arrive in Paris, arrive arrive in Milan, arrive in Rome. So there's a big, we talk about city, whereas at we usually say at home, at station, and so it's a small places or small building. So in this case, reach is different from arrive, because reach we usually can say, you could say he has reached school age. You can guess it when you reach the end of chapter. We usually plus noun directly, so we don't put any preposition as arrive. So we can say I reach it with ed, or I reached Milan yesterday. So Milan, I reached it past yesterday. So ed. I reached Milan yesterday. So we plus directly a noun. We don't put any preposition after reach. So in this case, it's correct to say until they reach another beach. Go on. Holiday makers often see the coconut trees as no more than an attractive sun umbrella that provides shade. We know shade is some if you have a big tree and then just you can hide some sun. So in this case, we use shade. The correct answer. So now I'm just carry on because, however, this amazing tree has hundreds of. I was confusing of using rules or uses, and then I was put roles with which is wrong. The correct one is uses, because you need to think about. Now you're going to talk about coconuts, and coconut is a coconut tree or coconut is absolutely object. So we need to say uses and not roles, because if you want to say role, it's about person. So this is another discussion. Carry on. People have made houses, boats, and baskets from the coconut trees' wood and lived for centuries. Even today, if you take a look into cupboards, so here, take a look is an expression, is a fixed expression. So you need to study it. Take a look. So finally we have you will find coconut oil in products as different as medicine and desserts. Different. So in this case we put as different as blah blah blah. Different because the coconut that we use in medicine is different to that we put our desserts.